Welcome to the All of Us Onboarding video tutorial. When you are ready to begin your All of Us onboarding experience, your first step is to visit the Research Hub public website. In the top right of your screen, you will see the Apply tab. Click this tab to begin. On the application page, you will be provided with information about the Beta Research Workbench and also a detailed outline of the All of Us application process. Once you have reviewed the information, click the Apply Now at the bottom of the screen. Since you are new to the All of Us Researcher Workbench, you will need to begin by creating an account. Before you begin your application, you will be asked to read the All of Us Research Program Researcher Workbench Terms of Use and Privacy Statement. This document will provide you with information about the terms and conditions for using the All of Us Research Program data. You will need to read through the entire document to continue. When you are finished, check the boxes next to the bottom two statements, acknowledging that you read and understand the All of Us Research Program Privacy Statement and the All of Us Research Program Terms of Use. Clicking the Next button will indicate you also agreed to abide by the terms of this agreement. To create an account, you will need to select your institution from the drop-down menu. The drop-down menu displays all of the institutions that currently have a signed agreement with the All of Us Research Program. If your institution is not listed as already having an institutional agreement with us, you will need to submit a request. Click on Submitting a Request and you will be redirected to the Institutional Agreements page, where you will again see a list of institutions currently with a data use agreement with the All of Us Research Program. If your institution is not listed, click on Submit Request. If you are not affiliated with a U.S.-based academic institution, healthcare institution, or nonprofit and select No, you can still provide the name of your institution so we can better understand who is interested in accessing the All of Us Researcher Workbench. If you are affiliated with a U.S.-based academic institution, healthcare institution, or nonprofit, you will be asked to provide the name of your institution, your institutional email address, the name of the person at your institution that can either execute a contract or contact information for the Office of Contracts Manager, and your name as the person requesting access. You will receive an email notification when your institution signs the agreement. While you are waiting, you will still be able to access and explore aggregate data on the Research Hub public website. If your institution is listed, then you can move forward with your registration. You will need to enter your institutional email address and select an option that best describes your role at your institution from the drop-down menu. Some of your information will be made public. To find out more information, please read the text box on the right side of your screen. On the next screen, you will create an All of Us username, and then enter additional information for your researcher profile. This information will be displayed publicly. The purple text box on the right side of your screen will provide you with information to explain why. You will have room to describe your research interests as well as provide a link to your professional profile if you want to. When your profile is complete, click Next. You will have the opportunity to complete an optional demographics survey. Data collected from this survey will not be made available to the public. These data will be used by the All of Us Research Program to measure diversity within our registered researchers. To continue, even if you chose not to complete the survey, you will need to check the box next to I'm not a robot, then submit. Once you complete the registration process, you will have a new All of Us Researcher account. Instructions for getting started will be sent to your email that you provided. The welcome email will contain information about your new account and the next steps for completing the application process. For example, you will learn that your All of Us account is a Google account and that there will be specific places during the application process where you will interact directly with Google. Also included are tips, such as using Google Chrome to access the workbench, and a link to direct you back to the Researcher Workbench when you are ready to continue. When you click on the link, you will be asked to log into the Researcher Workbench with your newly created account. Click Sign In and enter your new All of Us username, then the password you received in your welcome email. You will see a welcome screen from Google. As mentioned previously, your All of Us account is a Google account and you will need to accept their terms and conditions. Next, you will be able to create a new password for your account. You will now be directed to the Researcher Workbench where you will complete the last few steps of the registration process. The first step is to set up a two-step verification process for your Google account. Enter the phone number you would like to use for this two-step verification process and then follow the prompts. You will also need to link your ERA Commons account to your All of Us user account. Click Connect to proceed. You will be directed to the ERA Commons login page where you will enter your ERA username and password. This will automatically link your accounts. Next, you will need to complete the required ethics training. To start, click the Complete Training prompt. You will now be directed to the All of Us training portal with a list of required training courses you will need to complete. Please click on Responsible Conduct of Research to begin the course. Completing this training course will take approximately 1 hour, and you will need to pass an assessment at the end to proceed with your application. Once you have completed the course, click on the Return to Workbench button to complete the last step of the registration process. The last step is to sign the Data User Code of Conduct. The Data User Code of Conduct describes how All of Us research program data can and cannot be used for research projects. When you have read through the entire document, click Proceed at the bottom of the page. To agree to follow the policies and procedures outlined in the Data User Code of Conduct, complete the form on the following page and click Accept at the bottom of the screen. Congratulations! You have now completed the full registration and application process and now have access to the Researcher Workbench. Here, you will see tips to get started and helpful tutorials for starting a new workspace for your research project.